All right, hello, wonderful, awesome people. For some reason, this my screen on my YouTube is a little bit off because I feel like somebody might have moved my easel while I was. Yeah, somebody moved the easel a little bit while cleaning. But here I am. What's going on, everybody? So for YouTube viewers, I wanted to make this about. This about. Can you turn it down a little?
I'm gonna turn it off.
Oh, I'm gonna turn it down.
I'm gonna have to put headphones on.
All right, so I wanted to make this episode about the content creator X artist. So the content creator as an artist. Let's see. Ali Backup wants to join. Hey Ali, I might not. Oh, we got Gingerbread. I'm gonna have to have you on mute because I'm live streaming on YouTube too. Let's see who else. Okay, you could definitely start a match. I don't have my volume on, but I just wanted to talk about to the YouTube viewers real quick about this idea of the content creator slash artist. I've been getting these like posts on Reddit about people are posting art and they're not getting the views that they want and they're really letting that get them down. And where I think the biggest challenge with that is it's not the idea of your art being bad, but it's the idea that you're trying to be both a content creator and an artist at the same time. And I think where the challenge is there. Here, let me get back on camera in a second. Where that can really be a problem for most people. A challenge is, a typical content creator will come in with a perspective of like, hey, I'm going to be making content. I want to find what people like to see on YouTube, what people like to watch, and they'll really drive that home. They'll really drive that forward. They know people love to watch gaming. Content creators know people love to watch pranks. People love to listen to Asmir. People love to do all these things. And they'll go from that perspective. And artists love to create. They might not be a great content creator. Yes, content itself is an art. But, I think a typical artist is probably more sensitive than a content creator because, content creators need to know marketing and they need to think numbers and data and like where people watch and where the viewers drop off. And I think where that challenge can come in is when artists who have the spirit of an artist, that are fueled by let's call it like not validation, but they're fueled by people who like to see or just the idea of sharing their work with someone who likes it versus what the internet actually wants to see. And where I think that really makes a problem for artists who are also making content is not separating the two, or either thinking too much from an art perspective but not from a content perspective. And that's where the gap can really be. And I just wanted to share that, make that the foundation of this live streaming session, and just discussing this idea that if you're gonna be an artist who depends on social media for your personal happiness, which is okay in itself, whatever. I don't think people should, but if that's what makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy. But don't necessarily let it negatively affect you, especially early on. This person was saying that they weren't getting all the views they wanted, but they only had, like a few. They'd only been streaming for like less than a year. And I think, although I've only done art streaming for less than a year, I think I've spent a lot of time as a content creator. So welcome to the stream, Ali. And I still can't hear you, but I'm listening. I'm listening to the sad gingerbread. So it looks like Ali is winning. So that's amazing. Ali, fantastic. You are a champion, my friend. And future ever. Welcome. Thank you. Gracie Maldonado, do I have some nice work? Yeah, I consider this nice. What do you think of it? Obviously, you have an opinion on it. So feel free to share your deepest, darkest truth with me. Share your most critical opinion. I want to hear it. I want to experience how you feel about this painting. Tell me. Are you critical? Does it make you laugh? Are you looking at the face and you're just like, who's that person? Who's that face? Why would their face look like that? Nobody's face looks like that. Or, maybe you're just wondering why I have my shirt off. So I have all sorts of reasons for all of those things, explanations. But more importantly, what do you think, right? Unless an artist writes essays about every single thing they've ever created, I think so much of art is left up for interpretations. So it's so good, Ivan, the doggo. What's up, Ivan? So we're going to be continuing on with this project right here. And I've got this leg. Got these legs here, so I'm going to keep going down with this painting. Let me work with this painting a little bit. Do I want to use this brush? Yes, I'm going to use this brush. So Lara Falls, Indio, Joe. Why does he want to keep... Ali backup. Ali, you've obviously won a lot of times. I'm not the type of person to keep playing a game that I'm not going to win. So I'm not going to keep playing to help you get to the top of the scoreboards unless you pay me. If you want to pay me, I'll be happy to help you get to the top of scoreboards. But yeah, and there he goes. I will pay to help a TikToker. I mean, I will accept payment to help TikTokers. So let's see. Being an artist is about experimenting with different mediums and colors. Yeah. Well, thank you. So what am I drawing? This is a leg or a leg, and then this is another leg. So not really drawing right now. We're a little bit past the drawing phase, but getting into the color details of this work. So I've gotten some of the supplies ready. And we're going to go into this. Oh, yeah. You know what? I do want to share the exact reference, if that's what you're asking. If I like it, it is what counts. Positive message. But you know what? Here's the thing. Is, although I believe that, I totally agree with you, SX Fingers 22. I totally agree with you 100%. If you like it, it's what counts. But I think the reality of that situation is that there are... For every person that can just let things roll off their back, there are 100 others that are deeply sensitive about what others think of their work. And while I really appreciate that comment, and I can totally relate to this idea that if you like it, it's what counts, I think it's one of those things that's much, much, much harder accomplished of only counting what you like than is said. And I think a lot of that comes with getting older, comes with being in a certain business that you actually have to deal with criticism or whatever. But yeah, so actually this is just the beginning. We're going to be painting these much deeper here, or much more in depth. But for now, I want to... The leg reminds you of Shrek. Yeah, Shrek if he had a human leg. But let's go into this leg right here. I want to update these shadows a little bit. So we're going to go with, let's find a color that's still on here. So we're going to go with the red here, a pinkish red. And what I'd like to do is, Ivan the doggo, I'm really good. Yeah, you totally agree. So, I think it just being on Reddit has informed me so much about art as far as like an artist's feelings. And I'm not talking about like a great artist. I'm talking about just like in general about how, the consensus among artists. And a lot of artists, do not handle criticism well. And, you know, I think the more successful you become as an artist, the more you have to, you know, be conscious of that. And I'm not saying you should just tolerate rudeness, but definitely be open to the fact that there are people who love to share their opinions, you know? So here we go. Really getting into the sides here. I can slowly see my painting and get a lot of money because they're so good. Thanks, Ariel. I could sell my paintings and get good money. Yeah, so I actually, I haven't taken photos of my recent artwork, but I do upload them onto Redbubble. I haven't done this specific set yet, but eventually I will. So, working into the spaces to capture some of the light and dark areas, I need to tighten up this line right here and highlight this down. Kat, are you okay? Gonna highlight this area and bring it down. And we're gonna go bring a little to the knee here, add some highlight. And here we go. So there's some things that are going on right here that I need to fix, and I probably just need to use some shadow. But overall, let's see, just blend this into here. Pop this down a little further. So, could I show a self-portrait? There's my self-portrait on the wall right there. Can you see that? Okay, let me bring that over for you. About to share a self-portrait with y'all. All right, who's ready for a reveal of my self-portrait? I know you can't really see it from here. Let's do a reveal up here. Bam. So this is my self-portrait. It looks different when you're up close. So this is made with a lot of very thick brush strokes. Spent a lot of time building colors. This is actually something I painted over, but really wanted to be an experiment with a variety of tons and tons of brush strokes. Some inspiration from Vincent van Gogh, of course, and a lot of other post-impressionists. But yeah, there we go. A little personality, you know, like some of the night and day, things like that. Thank you, Ariel, Ivan. Thank you. So you could tell, so that's good, that's good. Thank you. All right. So I do appreciate y'all being here. And because of that, I will take one request for now. Someone requested a frog, so let's do a frog. I'm not just going to do any frog. I'm just going to do a blue frog. Let's just do a little frog, all right? A little frog here, just sitting on top of his head right here. I don't even know what a frog really looks like. Just like a round head. I should probably just pull up a photo. This is my version of a frog. Here we go. I don't even know what a frog looks like as far as how they sit. I'm trying to use my imagination here. Here we go. My little frog. And as you could tell, I can't draw a frog from memory. Let's see, little alien eyes. And got to give it a nice smiley face. I guess you can't really see a frog's mouth, right? I don't know. There we go. It's my little alien frog for you. So anyway, here we go. We're going to take some black into here and get some of the darkest shadows into our space here. Some of the darker shadows. And let's bring in some of our red here. So I do want to... Frogs have tails? I'm pretty sure frogs don't have tails. That's a tadpole, isn't it? So let's go like right here. I'm going to go in. We're going to round out this shadow on the leg here. And then bring this down a bit. And let's go shadow in some of this leg space here. And here we go. So I'm gonna work on this leg and adding in some of the shadows a little deeper. Most they don't, LOL. But you know what? We'll draw a tail anyway. I'm gonna draw a tail on this frog. Here, your little alien frog there. And there we go. Who asked for the frog? Let's see. Who asked for the frog? Ariel Grace. So we're going to name this frog A. What should we name this frog? We're just going to name this frog G for Grace. G. So I'm just going to put the letter G here for Grace. There we go. Ariella. I like the artwork on the back wall as well. Yeah, thank you. So one sunflower up here, and then that's my self-portrait right there. A to the G. So I do reserve full initials for some of my best viewers. People that either, give super chats and stuff. I have to reserve some, I mean, I love y'all, but y'all have only been here for like 10 minutes, so I do appreciate you being here, but I do have to, reserve some extra love for my biggest viewers. Like this one is one of my top viewers and top super chat donators, and he just wanted me to draw a portrait of him from my imagination, totally from my imagination, so that's what I did. And here we go, getting into the shadow down here and blending in the shadow. I think I have to sharpen this shadow. And there you go. Totally understand. Yeah, so I'll leave it as a G, as a secret G there. But, totally want to thank you for being here. Thank you, because, like, if you like an artist, if you like a channel or a YouTube video or anything, the most powerful thing you can do to help them if you can't give a super chat is to literally just watch it. Just ask questions and engage. And you know what? You don't even have to give me a super chat. But a lot of my viewers, sometimes they just hear long enough, they chat long enough, and I will include them somehow in my artwork. So what's your question? Quick question. It doesn't have to be quick, but the quicker, I might even answer a quick question slowly. And by slowly, I mean with a lot of words. So let's go. What's that? What's this question that is lingering on your mind? Here we go. One, two, got another toenail right here. All right. Do I have any favorite art brand? What do you mean art brand? Like what type of art? What type of brand? What do you mean? Like type of paint brand? Are you talking about paints? Favorite type of paints or favorite type of? You know, it depends on the supply, right? So I'm gonna. Can you specify what you mean by that? Can you clarify? I just want to understand what you're asking here. So, you know, it depends on what you can do. So if you're starting out, I like to use these paints. So this is what I really started with, my Artscape. And you get like packs of 40 of these with all different colors. So this is great if you're starting out. And not only that, but you can use these as like a base layer of color. So if I need to cover like this entire piece with just like like a light color or something, I'll use one of these. Because these paints are more affordable and they're good for just like a layer of paint. But these, let's see. So I have a lot of Gamblin. I get a lot of these big tubes of Winsor Newton for, you know, because they're easy access. You can just get them anytime. You get them at Michael's. And these are great. These are great just to really like be able to play with paint. You get so much of this, and I use so much of it that you don't feel, you know, you don't feel like it's very affordable, but it's also very high quality. Gamblin 1980. I use these a lot for like very unique, very saturated colors. One of my favorite paints as far as the actual how they feel. So I'm a very tactile person. So as far as like a creamy, smooth butteriness, I love Georgian oil paints from Dale Rowney. They're great for you know, just the texture of it if you're a very textured person. Zola, welcome. What's going on, Zola? So yeah, Michael's is every artist's safe haven for sure. So there's that. I also have other brands too. You know, it depends on what's on sale. Like, you know, I love various artist oil for like, you know, I get these big packs of on sale ones like Utrecht when I need for color that I can just lay on huge amounts of color. So burnt sienna, I don't mind covering an entire canvas with this color, you know, because it gives me a good color and it's, you know, it's a big tube that I got to use up. So, you know, Utrecht is a great one. And there's a difference between Gamblin and Gamblin 1980. So I know, so Gamblin's maybe a little bit expensive to get for white because most of my white is just used for mixing. But overall, you know, these are pretty good. Series 1, you know. This is another great brand, the Van Gogh brand by Royal Talens. They give you a good set of colors, good sizes too. And best if you get them on sale, but this is from Michael's. So, you know, I do a wide range for different purposes. Oil sticks, Joe Nee. What's up, Joe Nee? I love using oil pastels. I haven't really explored into oil sticks because when I see, you know, if I have to pick between buying some more oil paint or buying some oil sticks, I'll ultimately buy oil paint. But I have wanted to play with oil sticks Solely because oil sticks, you get a great level of expression, as I would say, with oil sticks. Like here, right, with paint, if I take a big glob of paint right now and I want to like be all expressive, you know, I can't really get that pure color that I might want. I mean, I can, but I can't get that same level of expression as easily as with oil sticks. So like if I wanted to paint like, you know, with the oil stick, I want to paint with this color, then I got to keep going back into my oil. I got to keep going with this color. And then if I want to do something like, you know, paint black on top of this, you know, the yellow's going to mix in or the red's going to mix in. And then, you know, I can't, you know, so there's a lot of things that oil paints kind of feel limited. You have to take your time a bit more. Whereas oil sticks, I could just like dive right in and just be like, oh yeah, here's a red line, and then, you know, do a blue line on top. You know, but whereas this, I have to kind of wait for pieces to dry a little bit before I can really paint. So, you know, what I would love about oil sticks, which I've experienced using oil pastels, is the full ability to just take whatever color that's on the stick and just be expressive with it. Just whatever you want, you know? It's really freeing to be able to do that. Whereas oil paints, it takes a little bit more time, but again, totally, I mean, not totally different mediums, but, you know, you just got to think differently, I guess. So anyway, Mark Dietz retracted a message. Okay, cool. So Mark Dietz, you retracted a message. That's fantastic. How you doing today, Mark? What is going on with you? What's happening in everybody's world? Ivan Doggo. Oil pastel is really fun to create with. Just have to know which colors can complement each other. Yeah, exactly, Ivan. So, you know what's great is about oil pastels is, as you mentioned, you just got to go know color theory. You don't really have to mix colors unless you want to get super technical. But if I want to get super technical with mixing colors, I'd rather just do oil painting. If I want to be able to be expressive and just layer color on top of another color and paint, or just like color or whatever, I'll use oil pastels. But you know, you can definitely learn quite a lot from playing with both, and there's value to doing both for sure. So yeah, I love a good oil pastel session. But right now, my focus is oil painting, so that's what we work on, oil painting. And here we go. So I'm focused on getting the shape here. Let's go around like this. And we're going to bring this toe back. And bring that toe right there. And pop that up. Pop this toe. Bring that up. And there we go. But hey, got some painters who burn sienna and indigo make black. Yeah, awesome. Burnt sienna and indigo make black. See, I don't even have indigo. I don't even use indigo that much as a color. I have a lot of really dark blue, but you know, I've never played with charcoal. I can't stand well, don't get me wrong. I'm confusing. I was gonna say I can't stand drawing with pencil, which for whatever reason, I don't know why I was relating that to charcoal, but I can't stand drawing with pencil, and for whatever reason, charcoal just reminds me of drawing with pencils. I always do pen, or almost always do pen. Not always, just a lot. A lot of the time I try to do pen. So here we go. We're gonna go paint this as a shadow down here. And let's go across here. And I want to make sure that I have some more of the shadows here. And we're just going to go around. To create more shape for the leg. And eventually we will blend some of these areas. We will blend some of this. But for now, still establishing some of the main spaces here. And here we go. So, so let's see, graphite thing. Yeah, hey, thanks so much, Ariella. Thanks so much, Doggo. Appreciate you. I hope I have a lovely day. Be back. Western Australia. My goodness. All right. Thanks for sharing where you're from. I totally forget to ask that. Where's everybody from? It's so easy to forget, like, you know, that YouTube is a place for anybody in the world to kind of catch it from. But yeah, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for coming to say hello. And I really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope to see you on a future stream. So here we go, tightening up the shadows a bit. And you got the toenails there. Some of the shadows are a bit darker here, but let's go with this and get a little bit more to create some more roundness in this area. And there's definitely becoming like a your aunt is in Chicago. Cool.
Can I get something?
Yeah. Had to let somebody by. My girlfriend had to get by. So when she wants you to move, you move.
I don't know where my shoe
Okay.
is.
Your shoe. You're looking for a shoe?
No. No. Just this. I need something to shield my body from the paper plate heat.
Okay. I see. All right. You know what? Let's use some of this color to push into our green area. So I've gotten some of the shadows, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend this into some of our green space here, even though it's a red. But you know, it'll help to create a little bit of a variety of color here. Let's see, how's that looking? Yeah, it's creating it's creating an effect. And let's go up here. Really blend in the shadows a bit. Might be a little too dark, but we can keep pushing these lights and shadows as we go. So let's see, you're from Chicago, how the red contrasts on the green. Yeah, thanks. An ever ongoing experiment with color here. Experimentation and exploration of ideas, for sure. And yeah, so earlier I was talking about this idea of like a content creator as, you know, the artist. And, you know, for those of you that, I don't know if y'all want to ever live stream or whatever, but, you know, there's this guy the other day that I was talking to on TikTok. And on TikTok, he kept asking me, he's like, how do I make money on TikTok? And I kept trying to explain it to him. I was like, you know, it's not that hard to make money on TikTok or live streaming. But instead of asking, how do I make money on TikTok, what you really got to be asking is, what do I want to do for money on TikTok? And, you know, you could apply this thinking for any sort of platform, whether it be YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. And I said that, he's like, no, hold on, man, you're not letting me finish. How do I make money on TikTok? And I was like, you know, in my mind, I've made money on TikTok. And I'm like, dude, you just got a live stream and people literally just give you gifts and you make money. I don't know how, like, it's just so easy to me. And I try to explain that, and he kept asking the same question over and over. And eventually I just had to go to a different lot, do a different stream. But I think it's funny, and it made me want to make this live stream about this idea of, the content creator as an artist, right? The content creator as an artist, or the artist as a content creator. They can both be the same thing, but you have to know when you have to know the difference, right? You have to know that there is a separation between what people want to see and what you're making as far as content or artwork goes. So this needs to be rounded out a little bit. We're going to round that out. And so here we go. We're going to go ahead and paint down here. I'm going to go throw this green. It's a very dark green. So I think the shadows might be a little too rough. So we can go ahead and work with that. So what's my favorite food? My favorite food, I absolutely love, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but Chinese soup dumplings. That's my ultimate favorite food, is Chinese soup dumplings. Shanghainese soup dumplings. Yeah, thanks for letting me know how you feel about this piece. And yes, I definitely plan to keep working with this. So I like the contrast of the red. I think it's just a little too dark. So I need to play with that. Or I can just kind of keep at it and just keep working with this. Keep working with this color. I still got a lot more to do though. I got to do some blending. And then gotta add these lines here to signify the feet. Let's bring a little bit more of this color into it. Really good, but you love seafood. Oh yeah, you like soup dumplings? Yeah, I love seafood too. Seafood's amazing. I eat seafood quite regularly, for sure. I'm definitely a seafood lover. And here we go. Let's add some shadow to the bottom of this toe. And we're just going to create some dimension now. That's it. Just creating some dimension here. Some dimension. And we will continue to hone this dimension as we go. But for now, just getting the basic color light and dark theory. The theory of light and dark, which is just basically light and dark is what creates form, right? The interaction of light on a surface is the thing that creates a form, that makes something look 3D. That's it. I didn't make that up. I learned it from a lot of people such as James Gurney. What's up, Gianna? Sushi. Love sushi. Who doesn't like sushi? Is there anybody on this planet that does not like sushi? We need to have a talk. We must have a talk if you don't like sushi. Just kidding. Everyone's entitled to their own tastes and desires. But sushi is one of the... So I did have a friend who didn't like sushi, actually. Have a great time painting. Thank you, Gianna. Yeah, I had a friend. Oh, kimchi's so good. Kimchi's so healthy for you. I had a friend that didn't like sushi, actually. And I finally convinced him to go to a sushi restaurant. He almost puked out the sushi because he didn't like raw food. And yeah, he basically had to like hold it in. He almost puked it out. But he stuck with it and he ate it. And you know what? Like, he was kind of mad at me because I didn't make him do it. I was like, dude, let's go to a sushi restaurant. I'll cover your food or whatever. And yeah, he ate it, but he almost puked. and he did not enjoy the experience. But here's what, like 10 years later, he's like, dude, I love sushi. I eat it all the time now. So let's see, Ivan, gift, yeah. You know, I really want to try some sushi with eel and more exotic fish. Just be careful though. So I like how this is turning out, although I still want to do a little bit of the blending of this shadow. So let's do this. Let's go back to this piece. I'm not really happy with how this kind of looks. So let's go down. Let's start to blend this down a bit more. And let's go around this side. Help to create a bit more of the shape here. Add a bit more light into this area. And I need to tighten up this shadow to not be as big. And make sure it's not a sketchy restaurant. That's what you mean. Yeah, there's a lot of Japanese restaurants that are just like, you know, that just bank on the food idea that people love sushi, but they make really bad sushi. And for sure, when it comes to sushi, quality definitely matters. I mean, I guess you could say that with all food, but the thing is like, you know, I'll eat just something like at a cheap restaurant once in a while. I don't mind, you know, a quick fast food joint or whatever. But definitely when it comes to sushi, you wanna be careful. You don't wanna get sick with sushi. All right, getting this big toe here is going to be a bit of a challenge. So there's no real toenail, which means I just got to paint this down and create like a little triangle here. So especially the pork they give you. Pork! Oh, so I live in Los Angeles. By the way, I hope all of you get to make friends with each other. Yeah, so I am looking at a reference. So let me share this reference with y'all because it's a wonderful reference. And this reference is called... So this is the name of this book. It's the Ultimate Berg Drawing Collection. But this book is originally based on a drawing book called Cours de Dessin, which is a French word for drawing course. And basically, this is all in just black and white or grayscale. And I'm just going through all of these. But, you know, I always like to add my spin on things. So I am just painting it. Just based on these values, I'm making up my own colors. And I'm painting it. So... that's how I'm doing it. This is the leg right now, and then, you know, this is the leg here. Let me put it side by side. This is the leg over here. So there's a reference. But again, this is a drawing book. I don't like to ever just like, you know, even if I would not do good in a school because people would probably tell me like, oh, well, you have to do this master study and copy it exactly the same, but I just wouldn't ever be able to do that. I like to add my own spin on things, on everything. So that's that. And we're just going to go paint into here. And I need to soften some of these these shadows. And here we go. So let's go like this. Soften that shadow. Get a little bit of this shadow out of here. And let's see, gotta go. Take care, Ivan. See ya. Katie, what's going on? Wonderful, wonderful to see you. How was the sugar factory? You have to go, Ariel. Take care, both of you. Have a wonderful afternoon or whatever. So let's go like this. I need to go into here and just go paint down some of these spaces. And let's go like this. My girlfriend is such a trooper. She's eating on the couch because I'm taking up the kitchen. So I just want to say a special thanks to her for being so.
I can hear you. I'm just looking at full volume.
So adjustable to my artistic needs.
At least you're not as loud now, sure.
See, they say they say artists definitely need a support system, but even more than a support system, I think there's a level of a tolerance system that's needed. A lot of people want support. I can, figure out how to support what I got to do, but more importantly, you need a tolerance system. People that can kind of like tolerate your eccentricity or your creative needs is very important. And that's definitely not easy. It's not easy to have to be like, hey, you mean I have to sit in the living room because you want to paint? It's not an easy thing to say that you're willing to do. So just a special thanks to Kat.
Well, that was nice. Thanks.
And here we go. So we're gonna go and bring in some of these. I'm gonna bring in some of these layers of white, and I'm just gonna kind of paint in the center of these colors here. I'm just building up the color. You have to go. All right, Ariella, cool. Thank you for tuning in when you did. And let me go with this red here. And let's go right into here. Bring down some of the light space right there. And then some more right here. Actually, let's get more of this red. Need more of a light red here. I just love being able to see an interplay of color as I go across a piece here. All right, I'll have to go into this with a bit finer detail around the toes. But for now, yeah, this one needs a bit more tightening up. But that's okay, we'll just keep going with this and blend a little bit more. But I'm actually happy as far as where this is at, as far as, being able to create something that's a unique interpretation of something that's probably been done over 1 billion times. I'm sure that there's been at least 1 billion drawings of the things that are in this book. 1 billion is a huge number, but let's just say, what, 1 billion is 1,000, 100, 1,000,000 times 1,000. Alexa, what is 1,000,000 times 1,000?
1,000,000 times 1,000 is 1 billion.
Okay, so a 1,000 times 1,000,000, whatever that number is. 1 billion. She just said it. I'm trying to paint, not do math. Okay, people. Anyway, let's go like this. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna go into here, push some of these boundaries out, and let's go here. We're gonna go bring these colors, nice, bright, vivid. These pinks mixed with our blues. Gonna bring up some of this shadow here. There we go. That's a very bony knee. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit less. I want to make it a little bit less harsh. I don't mind that it's like very like rough, but I also want it to be less harsh. So we're going to do that, and let's actually add a bit more color into this space here. Let's add a bold stroke of red. I learned this from my book, from this great book, and there was this artist from like I forget the 1300s that just, he was known for bold strokes of red, and I really love that idea of a bold stroke of red. So I'm stealing it. I'm stealing the idea of using bold strokes of red. Oh, that's a little too bold. But you know what? When people see it, they're going to be like, oh, that's a very bold stroke of red. Not a mistake. Unless you watch this video. But we're going to go ahead and leave that. Actually, let's bring this down a little bit more. Oh, I really like that stroke of red. My goodness. Boom. Let's do this. Boom. We got to find very specific areas to put this, otherwise it can become too much. So let's go. Boom. And there we go. I'm adorable. Take 10. What's going on? Take 10, thank you. How are you doing? Take 10. How would you describe yourself in the most positive words possible? Or take 10, taco 10, taki 10. Welcome, welcome. So let's do this. I need a thinner brush because I'm going to go for some outlines here. And we're going to go with this brush, if I can find it. I'm saying we're going to go with it, but I haven't found it yet. I don't even know if it still exists in my brush pile. I'm pretty sure it does, but just in case it doesn't. Is that brush? So I had a nice little filbert that I wanted to use. Might have to use a different one. Oh, here we go. It was take, as in take 10 minutes to make the world a better place. You are a caricature of humanity. Okay. Since I said all the positive things, that is a caricature of all the positive things of humanity, huh? That's a wonderful thing to be. I like the sound of that. You have come up with a brilliant answer. You must be a writer or some type of poet. Writer, a poet, creative spirit. All right, so let's go like this. And let's go like this. I'm gonna add this. That's a little too much shadow, but so we're gonna have to adjust again. And gotta keep these outlines a little bit more subtle, because otherwise they'll become too big. You are. I too am an artist. Yes, we are both creatively inclined people, aren't we? You know what? Just like my bold strokes of red, I think we're gonna go bold strokes of black as well. How about that, huh? Let's go bold strokes of black. Boom. Bold strokes of black. And how do I usually like to see on the camera like how the toes look compared to each other. So let's go like this. I think this toe needs to go in a bit more and up. And that toe goes a little too far back, so let's blend it forward a little bit. Making a PB&J. So delish. Leg looks good too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. All right. So let's go blend this down. We go blend this down. And blend this over a bit. And now we have a toe. Lil Toe. There's a rapper named Lil Toe. Oh, here we go. These nails are turning out quite okay. And let's do this. So take 10. Yeah, it's a hilarious. He does like comedy videos too. And honestly, I can't tell if it's a character or he's a serious rapper, but I find the entire idea of Lil Toe incredibly hilarious. And let's go with a whiter white. So, take 10. How are you doing today? What events have led you here to this location on the entirety of the internet? I'm often curious about the people who make it here, who make it onto this live stream specifically. I want to lay this bit of color here, but let's see. All right, let's go like this. Let's go bring the light down like this. Bam, bam, bam. And I feel like I need some color down here. So let's throw in some bold blues here. Need some bold blues. Blue, blue, blue. And then merge red into blue. Bam. All right, let's clean off these brushes. Procrastinating. Procrastinating feels so good. So, if you don't mind me asking, you're in the States? Yeah, I live in Los Angeles. So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you procrastinating on? Or are you just taking a break? You're in AZ, awesome state. I've been to Arizona twice. Actually, I've been there 3 times. One time I was just driving through though. No, I've probably been there about 4 times if you count all the times I've just driven through. Arizona's a great state though. Really hot right now, I guess, right? But super great place.
Kitties.
I've been to the Scottsdale area. It's where my girlfriend's family lives. Scottsdale. And let's see. Alright, so this toenail here. I think these toes are okay. Maybe add a little bit more of a subtle separation of the toes here.
Hotter in the house, dude.
It's hotter in the house?
It was.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
How do you feel about that?
Me?
Yeah.
I like it. It's hot.
So I'm going to go with a little bit of a dark blue here, and let's just give some of the shadow. Oh, we got to find just the right shade. Just the right shade of blue. If it's too dark, it's not going to work right. So I want to go like this. Yeah, fam there, say hello. Housework, need shot, laundry. Scottsdale. Is it? Scottsdale's a nice place. They live near Scottsdale. You know, I don't want to give out their entire bio. But yeah, they live around Scottsdale. It's a nice place. I like it there. I don't know too many of the actual people that live there, but super nice place. Scottsdale, that's hilarious. I can definitely imagine the people that live there being snooty. Huh? Oh, Kat says, oh yeah, so Kat, Take 10 says hi. And my cat, so my lady over here, she says Snobsdale. Not Snotsdale. But I think Snotsdale sounds even better. Because it's like you're kind of calling them snotty as opposed to snobby. It's maybe a little bit more aggressive. What do you think, Kat?
Oh, I don't know.
It's all the same.
Derisatory.
Both of them are derisatory, you said?
Yeah, derisatory.
Both of them are derisatory. They're both derisatory, I agree. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with this leg. I want to keep these shadows on the right side dark and leave some of these like beautiful, I call them beauty red marks.
Who's that? It's not me.
Oh, this is a random viewer.
Oh, nice. It's a good thing.
It was a commission.
Nice.
Technically, this space is a commission.
Cool.
Yeah. It's just one letter removed. Yeah, exactly. Scottsdale, Snotsdales, there's one letter removed. So let's go in with this green here. And I'm going to go into the green. I'm pretty sure I am done with this leg. Yeah, okay. I'll finish with the leg. Let's go with this leg right here. Still have a lot of work to do on this leg. And what I want to go right here is I want to go with, so we got this green, I want to go with the purple. So blue, darken this purple a bit, get some of this red here. Get some of this purple red that I got. It's got to be even darker. And maybe a bit more black. Darken this shade here. Black's probably the wrong color. I probably should have used something else. But let's go like this. And we're gonna shape this. Let's shape this a bit better. So, Kat, do you feel like you're not turning on the air conditioning because of me, or you don't really feel it necessary?
No, I didn't want to turn it on.
Okay, so you don't think this is my fault?
No, not at all.
Okay. Just got to make sure who she thinks people are.
Okay.
You got to check in. So anyway.
It's nice outside, but it's really hot.
So this was a commission. So technically it was a commission because somebody from, yeah, I don't mind the AC. It's just when I oil paint, the reason why I even asked that is because when I oil paint, a lot of the smell from the oil paints can get to you. So I usually try to leave the AC off when I'm oil painting, even though it's probably not the best for you. But as far as what you were just saying, commission, yes. So somebody on YouTube, one of my top supers last week, asked me to paint him from my imagination. And this is what I came up with. David. David was his name. Nemo. So yes, this is a portrait of David based totally from imagination. And he tipped me supers to do it, so. All right, so I love to just add these colors across here, just various marks being pushed across this piece. Let's clean this brush. Yeah, housework is. Yeah, portrait of David. That's a. Yes, that's right. That's a funny coincidence. All right. So here we go. We're going to take some of this light blue that we've built up from earlier days, and let's bring some of this into the. Most of our green has dried, so we're gonna need some more green. Where's all our green? That's dry. That's pretty much dry. That's a little wet. Let's grab this. Actually, I'm just gonna not be lazy and just get some more green. Oh yeah, blue and yellow make green. Duh. So let's go ahead and bring in our yellow. I don't even need to actually use green. because that's just going to create too much saturation. So what I should be doing for the most benefit is adding yellow and finding a way to mix the blue and yellow. And that's the one thing that's challenging when you have like every color of the rainbow and beyond. You know, you end up relying on those colors, and you don't like become dependent, but you kind of just like, oh, you kind of forget that certain color combinations are more effective if you do it a different way. So that's that. But anyway, let's go with this blue here. Do we have animals? Yes, we have a parrot. Or sorry, a parakeet. So we got a parakeet, cat. My girlfriend, she's got two birds. Or sorry, she's got two cats. What am I saying? So here we go. How often do I paint? I paint maybe like 6 times a week, 5 times a week. I paint about 6 times a week. 4 to 6 times a week. Let's just say average 5 times a week. And sometimes, you know, I'll do like, and they're all on live streams too. I can't remember the last time I painted. Oh yeah, actually last time I painted without a live stream. No, you know what? I can't remember the last time I painted without a live stream. Oh yeah, actually this was like maybe 3 weeks ago I painted without a live stream, but most of my painting sessions happen with a live stream. So we're gonna go over this yellow. Leave the pink, the green as like an undercolor that just like shines through, and we're gonna go around and we're just gonna blend, use this yellow as like a blending color. It basically like ties it all together. So that's chill. Yeah, you wish you had that time. You run a rescue, so you have all kinds. Yeah. So Kat, all her rescues are, all her animals are rescues. Come to think of it, yeah. Yeah, animal rescue, amazing. That's amazing what you do. I'm sure, you know, people and animals alike appreciate it. It's a very special thing when people can dedicate all their time to helping to save an animal. It's a fantastic thing. So I probably should just use a green here. Let's see. This is Viridian. That's dry. I feel like I want to make it green, so it's losing its greenness. Let's add a hint of deep green, shall we? It's a little fur, but you love them, and it's a labor of love. Yeah. Well, sometimes, I mean, unless all the money's coming from, like, you know, charity, you know, or like from a nonprofit, it's definitely good to treat yourself, you know. Treat yourself to some delicious foods. If it's coming from a nonprofit, you know, you got to figure out how that works out, but definitely important to treat yourself sometimes. Okay, here we go. So now we're having some fun with our painting. Gonna blend this yellow down. And get this green down here to add a little bit of add to this curvature here. I think it's a little just too dark, so I want to paint in. Oh, too much green. Let's just use that to blend in a bit. There we go, just creating a roundness. Open and apply for nonprofit. You wish it was all from savings, but you're okay. Hey, yeah, it's so opening a nonprofit isn't too difficult. I've actually done it before. Yeah, I just used a company called LegalZoom, and it didn't really go uh, anywhere. So my nonprofit was called the International Association for Preservation of the Shanghainese Dialect, and I created that because I had connected with a bunch of people that were like very interested in Shanghai, and you know what? Part of me just wanted to test experiment with starting a nonprofit just to see how you actually do the process and everything. So, my heart was really into testing it out. And there was a couple people that got involved. And it was great. It was a great little experiment. We did some marketing, got a website, but really I didn't push it beyond. We didn't push it beyond, very far, but it was just great to be able to kind of do that and experience that, which was surprisingly quite easy. Yes, starting a nonprofit is surprisingly easy as far as the paperwork is concerned. But obviously, keeping it up is a whole different ball game that requires a lot of attention. So, yeah, surprised at how easy it was. So here we go. We got this yellow and the green. Ni hao ma. Yes. Wo hao. What? Teach what? Teach Chinese or teach what I'm painting? Because here's the funny thing. I thought I was teaching while I'm painting. I guess my paintings, my videos aren't so much instructional like a teacher. I often say that I don't think I would make a good teacher because I don't have that level of patience. I don't have that level of patience as a regular teacher. But I would make a great coach, like a hired coach. I definitely know that I would make a great coach. But as far as an artist goes, as art goes, teaching would not be my thing. So here we go. What I'm doing right here is I am pushing some of the space into creating like the roundness of the forms here as I go around. I can't actually speak that much Chinese. Oh, like paintbrush is blank in Chinese. I actually don't speak enough Chinese to be able to communicate that stuff artistically. You know, it's funny. Like every job I've ever had, keep up the good work. Dexter Mood, thanks. What's going on? How you doing, Dexter Mood? So every job I've ever held, uh, for whatever reason, and you know, I'm saying that facetiously in a joking way, they want me to always work with the Chinese customers, and it's kind of annoying because I speak a minimal amount of Chinese, and it is really hard to communicate effectively in Chinese if you don't speak it fluently. And I guess, like, you know, if the options are someone who speaks no Chinese versus someone who does speak a little bit of Chinese, it totally makes sense. So, you know, I don't blame them, but it's just a funny I find that as like a funny interaction that I have to, you know, work with. And I'm not like complaining. It's just I think it's an interesting situation that I often find myself in. Even though I say I don't speak that much Chinese, I will often get the Chinese customers. Anyway, here we go. So I've done the yellow on the top, went green on the bottom. And we're just gonna keep moving around with these colors on this piece. Definitely looking good. Thanks so much. Yes. And eventually what we're gonna do is we're really gonna tighten this up or heighten this up. I'm gonna round out some of these features here. Round this out. Get rid of the shadow here. And get rid of some of the shadow here. And we need to add some light, but we're actually going to separate the color of this leg versus the other stuff. So here we go. Lay down some of this color first. This needs to be rounded out a little bit. And Will Helterbrand, leg reminds you of Shrek. Yes. Do I play Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim? Oh yeah, do I play Elder Scrolls game? Yes. Yeah, that is take 10. So that is funny because that's the other end of things. Is if you don't speak great Chinese in your Chinese, people judge you. So, you know, it's an interesting dilemma. But you know what? We make our choices in life, and hence the struggle. Not really a struggle, but just, you know, a thing that you got to deal with. So I love adding like these just brushy marks to things. This is my expression. And here we go. So, of Oblivion. Okay. So Skyrim, yes, I have played the Elder Scrolls games. I've played Skyrim, and I actually played ESO. If you don't know what ESO is, that's Elder Scrolls Online. Oh, this reminds you of a painting that's done by an NPC. Maybe I am an NPC. Aren't we all, according to Elon Musk, all NPCs? But yes, I've played Elder Scrolls Online for a little bit, and I played Skyrim. The only problem with those games for me is that there's so much to do, just like such a massive amount of stuff to do that you know, I get into it and I like spend so much time on just like side quests and stuff that I get tired of it. And you know, Elder Scrolls was absolutely amazing when it first came out. You know, I mean, it's still amazing, but when it first came out, I was like in middle school or high school, and it was like the most immersive, most whatever game. Like, there's so much to do in it, right? You could do so much, and it was probably better than any game that was out, except maybe World of Warcraft. So like that was it, you know, that was it. But I think I don't go for games like that as much anymore because just too much. It can be very, very life consuming. And fortunately, I have found opportunity in painting. So I'm going to go around the top of this. Let's add that. I like that. I like that work at the top. So you got to have a girlfriend that plays, otherwise she'll start hating me or hating. Yes, so Kat actually does not play games. But here's the funny thing. I don't want to share too much info, but let's just say she made a whole movie about having a huge argument with a gamer boyfriend. So, you know, although she tolerates my gaming sometimes, I will say that she's definitely not a gamer type. At least not anymore. Supposedly she used to play games, but she's kind of gotten out of that phase, which is fine. You know, I don't mind being pulled away from video games. I think it's a good thing for me to be pulled away from video games. I mean, you know, if I'm being honest, like part of painting is kind of that release for me, that breaking of an addiction. And I call it an addiction, but you know, not everyone has to. But like, you know, it is that incredibly, like, you know how you get sucked into a video game and you could just like go for hours and totally forget about time. Now that's not necessarily how I am with painting, because like painting, I can get mentally tired sometimes because I have to think about shape and form and things like that. But painting is definitely one of those experiences where like I just get like sucked into it. And I can just paint for, you know, as long as I can, for hours, until I get like tired. And that is the experience that I've had with painting. That that I feel I chase in video games. You know, that feeling of getting lost in a story or an idea or whatever. This is way too hard of an edge, so we're gonna straighten this out here. You're a mixture, but you get a bit obsessive, so you have to be careful with, yeah. No, totally. I mean, just thinking about the games that I play, you know, Elder Scrolls, those are definitely games that you get totally lost and immersed in. And if you aren't careful, it can definitely eat up your life. So, you know, with everything, be responsible, right? And here we go. A lot more to do here. Make a nice circle here. You know what? I'm going to do my next sketch for my next concept on here. Anything can be addictive, everything in moderation. Oh, you get too into it. Yeah, everything in moderation for sure. Although I do hope there are people that can find something creative that they can be absolutely obsessed with, such as painting. Because I feel like the more I paint, the more interesting stuff I come up with. And it's personally very rewarding. But I guess, you know, if I was to do it more, I'd probably get I don't know. I feel some way about it. But let's go ahead and sketch out our next part of this painting. We're gonna put something up here. And you know what? Let's just do other parts of this. Let's go back to some of our original ideas here. Let's go to some of our original ideas. Early drawings here. Yeah, 2 scary movies. Oof. I used to watch a lot of horror when I was a kid. Love me a good horror movie. Let's go like this. Dome, 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 dome. Goes out, out, and back in. And then we're gonna go and then we're gonna go boom, boom, go around with this. Okay, so I basically have to make up my own colors for this. So let's use some of this black. Let's go, where can I use some of this black? Should have kept that page. Alright, my dude, looks good. You agree? Better see, get seen. I hope I have a good night. Check out channel, get back. Alright, hey, thanks so much, Take 10. I will. Omar, what's going on? Kat, Take 10 says, have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
She says, thank you and good night, Take 10. So, thank you so much for being here. Truly, truly glad you were here. And Omar, what's going on, man? Omar, how are you? It's been a couple days. I haven't painted for a couple, like 2 days. So I have a lot of catching up to do. But in the same sense, let's do another eye. Let's go. Let's go with this eye right here. We're gonna go another eye right here. Nothing much. Love the positive attitude and good skill. Have a great night. Take care, Take 10. See ya. Nothing much. All right, cool. Well, right now I'm just working on this project. Continuing on with my series of these types of paintings where I take a lot of these basically just body parts and build them up. And yeah, just building them up. And here we go. So we're gonna go right here. We're painting out this eye here. This is an eye. It's a very stylized eye. And let's go like this. And yes, we're using black. It's funny, back in the day, black used to be considered like a color that's like very bold. People used to think, oh, you know, you use black, my goodness, you use black for shadows? That's very bold because it's such a dark color and so challenging to work with that you really got to know how to work with colors in order to make it work. And ever since I found that out, I'm like, wow, okay, black's a fun color to work with. So here we go. That's cool. Bye-bye. You hear the bird chirping? She heard her mama. Okay, bye. Take care. Take 10. Good to see you around. So we're going to paint in these eyes here. And I want to go with black. Let's see. So I'm going to do the black shadow. But gotta clean off this brush first before I move on to this next part. I'm gonna have a theme of red in here. I'm gonna go red on the eyes. So go straight into this eye right here. And Omar, you get into anything creative lately? You get a promotion at work? Do share. You can even make up a story, dude. Tell me lies. Lie to me, Omar. As long as you're not like, you know, as long as it's not against your, you know, your personal ethics. But if you feel okay lying to this random YouTuber to make up a story for me, I'm totally open to hearing lies. You're not under oath here. So, let's see. Now, I do not, you know, condone lying in certain situations, but nothing wrong with embellishing a good story. Let's go on this piece, and we're going to go, let's see, how do we do this? Family stuff over the weekend. Okay, cool. Alright, so this side's red. I'm going to paint this side green. Actually, let's just go with the blue. Let's go with a crystal blue. I'm going to go blue on this side here. Actually, you know what? Let's go with this blue on this side so we can somewhat finish it off. So I'm thinking that the highlighted area needs to be around this area. So this is going to be the highlighted area. Let's add a bit more highlight. And nothing really family stuff. Well, family stuff is great, dude. You gotta. It's good to spend time with family. I read this really crazy, frightening statistic. Well, it wasn't like a statistic. It's like math. And basically, this guy calculated that where he currently lives, he only visits his parents like once a year, and that means he only gets to see his parents like once a year. And he calculated that his parents are getting old. If he only sees his parents once a year, and their parents are like in their 70s, they're probably only going to see their parents about 20 more times. And that's pretty scary, right? Like, if you really have a good relationship with your parents, at least, some people, they don't want to see their parents. But, it's kind of like it is like a thing. Like, even if you don't have a good relationship with your parents, I think it's one of those situations where when you realize that, it kind of kicks you in the butt to at least give them another chance. Like, I know some people who don't have a good relationship with their parents, and they probably never will. And that's its own situation. They've tried, they made the effort, they can't do it, fine. But I think the majority of people at least have a positive relationship with their parents. And that's who I think this message is for. So nothing really. You did family stuff right now. You're just waiting to hear back from your girl. Once you hear from her, you might have to bounce. Cool. All right. Well, feel free to. I really appreciate you being here. Before that, it's awesome that we can chat. This is like your pregame, right? Were you going on a date, or are you going? Y'all just gonna go to her place, go to your place, make some dinner. What's a night with Omar and his girlfriend look like? You don't have to go through all the details, but super high level, like PG friendly, right? Go to a museum. That's one thing I love about Los Angeles is Los Angeles has tons of free museums. And let's see what I can do with this one. Add in color there. Maybe add in some shape there. Round this out. So you don't know how much. Oh, yeah, scary how little time you got with your loved ones. Spending time with your brother is. Oh my goodness, sorry to hear, dude. Date night. Date night. There you go. All right, cool. Let's put a, what would go good in red? Yellow. Let's put a nice yellow pupil in here. Where should this eye be looking? Maybe straight ahead. Oh, red doesn't want to show up. I mean, the yellow doesn't want to show up. I'll have to paint it over later. At least we have the basic outline of that. And you know what? While we're at this, let's go with yellow for this eye right here. Yellow, orange. Oh, you don't like the Dodgers, huh?
What?
He says he doesn't. He likes LA, but not the Dodgers. He's a
Come on.
Giants fan. So you're in New York. That makes sense. Cool. Hey, date night sounds great, dude. Yeah. The rivalry is what brings all the excitement to the games, right? No rivalry. Like, who cares about baseball if there's no rivalry? It'd just be a boring sport. Now, sadly, it turns to violence sometimes, you know, during a game. But for the most part, the rivalry is, you know, what moves people. Without rivalry, sports would be so boring. Can you imagine sports with no rivalry? What a world that would be. Oh yeah, Giants in San Francisco. I said, yeah, I guess the San Francisco Giants. I'm thinking
The White Sox.
the White Sox. What?
It's New York Giants football.
Huh?
New York Giants football.
Yes, I'm thinking football. Ah, right. San Francisco. Oh yeah, San Francisco / LA rivalry is very quite amazing. So. Here we go. I like this orange that I got going on. Orange is the opposite of blue, but I already did red, orange with blue. I think I'd probably go with the. Let's go with just the red again. Let's go red on the outside. You know what? Let's find the screen here. Oh. I'm gonna go with this red for the outer part of this eye. I'm gonna go right here. You like the orange eye? Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Outside for a walk.
All right, babe.
Whew, it's too hot in here. I'm gonna have to turn on the air pretty soon.
Okay, I think it's gonna be cool by the time.
I hope so. I don't know.
You don't think so? That's fine. We can turn on the air. That's okay. So let's see. We're gonna go this eye, and we're gonna go around. And damn, I'm talented. What's going on, Riley? Thank you. Thank you. How are you? What brings you in? Are you also a talented person as well? That talent recognize talent? Or, I mean, I'm sure you are talented at something. But I like to hear what's other people. Heat wave in SoCal right now. Yeah, there's a heat wave out here. SoCal has been super hot. It's supposed to get up to the hundreds this week. For me personally, the past few days have been like 90s. You know, it's funny. I was streaming at the beach yesterday, and where I lived was like 95 degrees, but when I got to the beach, it was like 75, 70 with with the overcast and a lot of wind. So that was kind of an interesting experience to be super hot. Not that you know of, Riley. Oh my goodness. Well, you're here. You're at least talented at popping into people's rooms and giving compliments. So thank you. That is a talent. That is the talent of helping people feel good about themselves. Hey, Omar, take care, dude. See ya. You know, it is a great talent to be able to connect with people and just be open to giving them compliments. You know, you could really change the world that way, to be honest. Like, you really change people's perspective really quickly when knowing how to give a well-placed compliment. It is a gift to the world. It really is. Yeah, someone one day came into my room and all they did was they popped in, they said, "Hey, what's up, King?" and then they left like literally like less than a second later. And I thought that was awesome because, like, you know, I tried to talk to them and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. All right." Somebody just comes in a room and calls you king. I can't tell by your photo right now whether you would be king or queen, but, you know, what's up, king, queen? I try to say that sometimes. What's up, king? Omar, later, king. I gotta remember. But I was like, damn, that's powerful. No one's ever called me king before. Not that, you know, I want to be called king, but like, but it was just kind of a neat experience. Even though, like, it was just this random word on the internet, and they just popped in and out. It was just a nice little surprise. So here we go. Continuing on working on with these leg here. My only catch with this is I think these feet are small. Like these calves are really big. Like my feet are about as wide as my calves are. So for these feet to be like this size, but I feel like it's just like too hard to change right now. But they really don't look that big in my reference photo. Some delicate feet. Let's see. How big are my feet compared to my... Yeah, no. As far as proportion goes, let me think. So that's about that length. Let me see. Check these proportions here. So that's that. That's that. And a calf is about... It should almost be about the same width as that. So I might have to... So how long does it take to paint all that? Your only catch. Only leg I know how to draw is a stick person's leg. So this leg probably... I mean, this is a painting I started working on the other day. And I usually do these like piece by piece. But it probably takes me like, you know, a few hours to finish each one of these big ones. Let me show you some of my other ones. So this one took a minute. This one took a couple of days. Knocked out this painting. This one was a couple of days. And by a couple of days, not like full days, just like, a couple of hours each day. And then here's another one. Actually, this is probably one of my favorites of these. As far as this style goes, this is one of my favorites. And as you see, I've been working on this like stylistic type of work for a little bit. Stylized fine art arms. And take a little while each, but I think the real question is how TF do you do that? There's a lot to it, so it's like kind of like where do I get started? I usually make all my live streams. I try to like talk as much about how I do it as I can. Like there's the technical. There's a technical portion of all my work, right? It's this part, right? The sketching out, getting the proportions, getting the the proportions right, things like that. And then there's the expressive element of my work. So that's like all these lines, all these sketch marks, all these ideas, these characters. How I build these lines and these marks, which are heavily inspired by the post-impressionists. So basically what painting began after how painting evolved after 1850. What I think it needs to happen? So these calves are way too big for these feet. So I think one solution, instead of redoing the entire foot, I really just need to reduce the width of these calves. So let's do that. Let's go around. Let's use some expressive brush strokes here. And just kind of carve this calf a little bit thinner. This is a little bit too much. So there we go. So I think that creates it a bit more proportionally better. What do y'all think? Kind of a little bit hard to see from a distance, but I think that these calves are probably way too big. That's where the issue was arising. So this is the goal. I got a lot of patience. Thank you. The thing about art, and I like to make up random quotes, even though I just came up with this. I don't think that this has been on my conscious mind. But I think when it comes to art, the beautiful thing about art is you got to be patient with yourself. So, you don't have to be patient with other people. For me, as far as patience with other people goes, it's limited. But I think what's beautiful about painting is it teaches you to become patient with yourself, to allow yourself the opportunity to come up with what you want to do, to start to come up with your design, your style, your ways of wanting to do things. And this is where the idea of taking your piece to new directions comes in, because here I am, I have the opportunity to be able to mold this how I want it. Yes, but patience with yourself. I like that. I'm gonna, steal my own quote there, and I'll have to credit it to Riley, who helped me come up with it. Finding my best to just make this leg a bit thinner, just so we can create the right proportion for the leg here. Yes, art isn't just about patience, it's about patience with yourself. There we go. Wow, just this little trick of like evolving and transforming how I decide to bring my brush down has really helped to create some fire, some excitement in this. There we go. All right, this looks a little bit more proportionate now, so I can rest easy with how it looks. A little bit more portion. Actually, I need a little bit more before I'm happy with it. See, this is the power of co-creating, Riley, which is part of why I love live streaming. Is, some people come in and, they'll ask you a question, they'll make a random comment, and, something great comes out of it. Like a great quotable quote. Hence why I think more artists should definitely live stream. But here we go. Now I can be more happy with this because it feels like a more natural shape. Feels like a more natural shape here. Yes. You live stream? You're a content creator, Riley? You make content? There we go. We made a more proportionate foot just by transforming the shape of our calves. And it even makes it look more interesting this way. So here we go. Let's go with some of this red here. I'm gonna go separate this piece right here with the red. Nice bold red here. Oh, I lost the eye. Just working on an eye here. Where's that? Which eye was this? So it's this eye. And then I'm going to create a nice separation right here. All right, let's go. Let's actually add some of this into down here with the blue. Now you don't go live, but yes, you upload. Cool. Well, hey, I hope you upload some great stuff that I could comment on. And it doesn't even have to be subjectively great or whatever. I'm just happy to comment on them. But I have to figure out how to find people, like, because when I live stream, none of the information, like I can't see people's names until like 2 weeks later when the video finally uploads, so I can't really view people's profiles right away. But we're happy to communicate there. You know what? As a special thank you for helping me come up with a great quote, I'm gonna add the RY into this somewhere. Let's throw RY. This is gonna be named RY down here. Co-creating. Here we go. Subscribe. You should be able to see it. Awesome. Thank you. So RY, thank you. Rye. And we're going to go. Let's go ahead and paint here. Some of my favorite part of painting is just like when I have extra paint on my brush and I get to just go lay down all these streaks of paint. I was inspired. I was at IKEA today. I absolutely love IKEA, by the way. I love IKEA because you can kind of just walk around there and get like so many personalities. Like it's just a visually stimulating place, in my opinion. And you get to see all of these things. Oh, someone wants to go live with me. Let's see who wants to go live with me on TikTok. All right, people want to go live with me on TikTok. Hello. So I live stream on YouTube, so I kind of gotta stay on mute, but I absolutely love IKEA because it's such an inspiring place. So thanks for whoever created IKEA, but IKEA's fun. People always want to battle on TikTok. What do these battles even do? I haven't won a single battle. So if you're on my team, be prepared to. I haven't won a single battle, so if you're on my team, you're gonna have to carry the weight. So I hope your back is ready. But yeah, who doesn't like IKEA? IKEA is such an inspiring place, right? Like I could walk in there and get so many ideas for IKEA. Love IKEA, wonderful place. I would totally, I could spend an afternoon there just walking around looking at all the different furniture and stuff. Like I don't even need to like have a goal in mind. I just like I like seeing people's houses, and that's what I feel like I'm doing at an IKEA is just like visiting different people's houses with all these different designs and stuff. So anyway, I love how this leg looks right now. Let me give people a closer view of this. I absolutely love how this leg looks and feels right now. So there's just so much energy in this leg, I feel. And fortunately, you helped. Made me think of this idea of like the calves are probably a little too big. So I think the effect that I did around it kind of gives it this exciting, fiery emotion, expression, emotion, whatever you want to call it here for TikTok people. I'll share it with my TikTok people since y'all can't see, but yeah, just this fieriness in this leg. I love it. I don't know if everybody else loves it, but I love it. So I can only hope that there's viewers out there too. That's one thing that's great about social media is I think like back in the day, I think if Vincent van Gogh was alive today and he live streamed, he would totally find his audience. He would totally find people that liked his work. But the fact was back in the day, he did all his stuff in person, and I guess there was a lot of people back then who he never really connected with his tribe, sadly. But if he was live streaming, he'd be able to find his tribe. So anyway, let's see, Riley. See, because that's your nickname. That's so funny. Rye, yeah. I mean, the thing, sometimes I put full names, but I don't always. Usually I save the full names. Thank you, Elmer Ayor, for following. I usually save like the full name thank yous for people that give a super chat. People that give super chats, or if they've been around. Sometimes people stick around for like hours, and we just chat, and I really am grateful for that. But also I I like to keep some of it a mystery. Like people think, what's RY? Who's Rye? Who is Rye? Yeah, I try to do special things for people that stick around for a long time or super chats and whatever. So there we go. You know, and you helped me come up with that wonderful quote that art's not just about being patient, it's about being patient with yourself. So anyway, I like this leg. This leg still needs some work. It's just too pretty at this moment. I think it's like too like there's just like it just feels like it doesn't have any energy in it. So let's go ahead and come up with some ideas. I think what's really messed up here is the shadows. I think the shadows are a little bit too harsh. So let's take a brush. What kind of brush? I want to go big with this piece. I want to take it. No, this brush is. I was going to use this brush, but it's a little too dense, or the hairs are a bit too hard. So let me find a brush that's a little bit softer. That's going to give me something a bit softer effect. You know, we're going to go with this flat brush. So this is a Badger hair. It's a really dense but very soft brush. And it's kind of stiff right now because I guess there's some paint on it that I didn't clean off. Yeah. Cool. Funny because it's your nickname. Great. I'm glad I was able to get that nickname. You know, I think, you know, nicknames can definitely be a sensitive thing. I've had, I was talking to someone the other day whose name was Trevor. And I know a couple Trevors in my life that don't like the nickname Trev. And I brought that up, and I could tell it was a very touchy subject. Even for, like, not everyone's the same, but I was like, you know, I was just kind of curious, like, you know, how do you feel about people calling you Trev? And they were kind of upset about it. They're like, you know, it's too personal. So, based on my observation of two people that I know named Trevor that I've talked to, they don't like being called Trev, and it makes me think about this idea that nicknames can be personal, you know. So funny coincidence that Rye is actually your nickname. I really put that not just because of the nickname, but because it's the first two letters of what you're working with. So here we go. You know, oh, actually, instead of getting into this brush thing, that's one thing about my painting style. It's like my personality is really reflected in my painting style, because 1 second I think I want to do, like, you know, paint certain colors, and the next second I'm like, oh, I need to fix this, and I get distracted and I go and fix it. So that's the funny thing about that you'll notice about my painting style, is it's rarely ever so there's a lot of back and forth. Yes. All right. Well, let's see what's going on. Your nickname is Bathathulmix of the 12th dimension. So can you help me sound out Bathathulmix? Bathathulmix. Bathathulmix. Of the 12th dimension. That's great. I love that nickname. Makes me wonder what the real full nickname is. So what am I gonna do with this leg here? I wanted to make this pink. So what I gotta do is I gotta come up with a nice pink color. Here we go. I got a nice pink right here. And we're just gonna go into the feet and just start bringing this down. And here we go. Just blending, creating a lightness around these toes. There we go. We're going to continue working with this pink. Let's go across here. Bam, 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 bam. We're just going to go paint it in like this. And then we're going to go blend this in. So obviously, this knee is sitting on top of this thing here. And the knee is actually a part of a sculpture, but you can't tell with this painting because that's not how I have chosen it to be. But as far as that goes, that is this painting explained. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bale. So what do I feel like what you're telling me is some sort of like I'm gonna summon evil or something. That name that you're telling me, it makes me feel like I'm gonna summon evil. Cause I know Baal as the devil in Diablo, the Diablo series, and I can't read the rest of that. All right, hey, take care, Riley. Thanks for showing up. Got to get up at 3 a.m. Oh yeah, all right. Up at 3 a.m. for the gym. That's solid. Freaking awesome. Good to know that that there are some 3 a.m. gym goers out there. Take care. Thanks so much, and I hope that I think the gym, going to the gym or exercise as art, is its own thing. You're sculpting your own body. You're being patient with yourself. Oh, Will Helter is the summon. All right, so if I was to say that, I don't know. Would I be summoning? I don't like summoning things. I don't like that idea. I'm not overly superstitious, but I definitely believe that if you say things, they can definitely manifest into your life. And I don't necessarily want to summon Baal. But if you're already here, somehow I've summoned you into my life, Baal the panda. That'd be a cute name for a panda, right? A Baal. Or if oh, okay, you're chill, Baal. So, Will, what would be a funny name for a sheep, like a lamb? Baal. 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 What's up, Baal? That'd be a funny name for a lamb. Baal the goat, or Baal the goat. That's clever. So here we go. Getting these colors across this piece right now. And so much white space that I have to fill. So much white space to fill. I don't like just having like this random white space. I like to just fill it all in with something exciting and fun. So let's go here. We've gotten the toes down. Let's use some more of this green. We want to use like a light green or a light blue green. So Baal is chill, everyone. Thank goodness, because if Baal was not chill, we'd be in trouble. All right. Oh, too bright, too green. Too much color there. Here we go. There you go. Highlight this area. Go down. And give a little bit more detail to the toes here. And this should go around and up. And this should actually come up a little bit. And here we go. So we got this toe, and then we got little toe, big toe. And then we got this toe right here. Let's go like this. Here we go. So painting light on top of dark, basically. Oh, we won! I don't know who's here, but I won my first. Oh, Elisa Balak followed. Thank you. Hey, is Elisa Balak here? I think when I only have one TikToker here, I can turn on the volume. Elisa, are you there? Can you hear me, Elisa? I don't know if you can hear me, Elisa, but I can't. I try to mute it when there's too many people. But it looks like we won my first. I just won my first TikTok match, everybody. Why do I feel so good for winning fake internet points? Anyway, let's go like this. I feel like somebody carried the team though, and I just wasn't aware of it. But whoever that was, you carried us very far, and I hope to have you on another game sometime soon. So here we go. Something smells good in my apartment right now, like some type of perfume. Yeah? It smells good. Hmm?
It's a little strong, but like,
Yeah, what is it?
it's Patty gave me.
No words, no name, huh?
Yeah, something like 8 degrees.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so right now, working through this piece right now. And what I want to do is, where do I want to put this? I do that a lot. Like when I'm moving my brush around, I'm like using some intuition here. Where do I want to lay this down? Where does this color look good? I don't always have like a specific, way of doing something. Sometimes it's just like, where does it feel good to put this color down? What feels good right now? And sometimes, I guess I'm trusting my own personal intuition a little too much. You can't always leave it up to, I mean, maybe you can. Who am I to say what people can or can't do? But I think sometimes it's nice to just be able to paint and come up with something of your own volition. Even though I will admit that I have a reference for this. Let's see. So. So let me go with a little bit more of this yellow. I love this yellow. This is an Azo Deep Yellow by the Van Hoch brand. It's the Van Hoch brand. And it's an Azo deep yellow. I love the deep yellow. And I think it's a hard to achieve color. This color is somewhat difficult to achieve by itself. I mean, I guess every color, if you're really, really, really good at mixing colors, every color should technically be easy. Like, you know, I'm probably guessing this is probably a lot of yellow with some red. I mean, it's basically like a yellowish orange. So a lot of yellow with good amounts of red. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how I would mix this color. It is definitely an orange somewhere between a yellow and a red. Maybe some green. A little bit of green in here. So anyway, let's go like this. Let's add some fire. Here we go, some fire. We're just gonna go like, we're gonna extend this piece out. Give it like continuous movement here. I'm gonna extend this out. Give it some movement. Give it a lot of paint and movement here. Why am I being shy with this paint? Here we go. And whenever you have this color, you need something else with it. You can't just do this. You gotta bring in the other colors around it. And here we go. All right. That made it just a bit more exciting, right? A bit more exciting. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. And there we go. So let's go win a victory lap. Let's continue cultivating the color on this. And I've used this brush quite a lot. I love this brush. I need to get me like 10 of these. This is a Princeton brush. I don't remember what the exact name was, like Princeton Aspen or something. But like Princeton Aspen or something of the sort. The Princeton Aspen brush, I think is the name, but it's a synthetic fiber. It's great for all sorts of things. But let's fill up this page with like more stuff. Always need more stuff. You can never go wrong with more stuff. More visual stimulation. Let's go with a face, shall we? So I'm going to use, where should I put this face? I'm going to do a face right here. And we're going to go with red for this. Let's actually mix this yellow, this deep azo yellow and our red. Let's go like this. So we're gonna go with this red. You know what? I want to put it down here. Where should it go? Alright, we're gonna go with two faces. We're gonna go do one face right here and the other one on this side. So I want two faces right now. And I want to get this nice and thick red. Let me add a little bit of mineral spirit so that's a bit thinner and I can work with it a little better. it'll spread better if I add just a little bit of mineral spirit to it. Help me create a nice, more spreadable paint that will help me get the exact detail I want. So I'm going to bring the chin right here. And that's going to be a chin. It's going to come out a little bit, and I get the lip. The chin continues to jet, the mouth continues to jet forward a little bit further. And we're going to bring this up. The nose right there. And the nose is going to come out. And the nose like that. And the nose should be about as long as this part. So we're going to bring the nose right here. We're going to go, whoop. It's going to come out like so. And then the eye needs to come right about there. So let's go like that. And then we're going to create a nice round shape from there. And then the top of the head like so. And here we go. So we got the nose. We're going to bring the eyebrow around right here. The eye around right there. Pop another eye down right there. And then right here comes to the bottom, the bridge of the nose. And another nice color area. Actually, maybe a little bit closer here. And that's the beginning of a face right now, just on this side. We'll obviously tighten up some of the details as we go, but for now, I'm going to throw that in. And bam, bam. So let's go ahead and do this side too. So we're going to do another one on that side. I want the full effect of having different heads of this. So we're going to go start the head like right here. Actually, I probably want to start with the nose because the nose is going to be the furthest thing. So I don't want it to be off the page. And this nose. It's a very deep nose, so. You know what's great about painting like different parts of the face is everybody's face is shaped so differently. So when you do stuff like this, you really have an opportunity to really like. I mean, everyone's face is shaped differently, but like a lot of people have similar. There's some rules that can help you design a face, but most people are fairly similar as far as proportion goes. Like the eyes are rarely ever going to be bigger than the nose, right? So while there's not necessarily any hard and fast rules, there's some ways of drawing that can make it easier for you. If you want to draw proportion faces. Only if you want to. So here we go, going up right here, going down, and this might be a little far back, so we're going to go like this, paint the eye, okay, so getting the nose here, and let's go like this, bring this down, bring the lip down here. The lip's quite a bit bigger than the top, this other one right here. It's a very small lip, this one's a much bigger lip. So bring that up, pop that cheek down. And then let's give this nostril some texture right here, so let's go with the eyebrow. And now that we've got these two faces, we've got some more stuff to work with. So Alexa, welcome. Alexa has joined the room. How you doing? So I'd use these two reds, and let's go right into here. I like this red on green. Alright, time to clean this brush. And let's see, I love this brush. I need to get me more of these. I need to just find this exact brush and get like 5 of them. But let's see, what do I want to do right now? It's so versatile. I want to paint in these faces. So I like switching up brushes. I don't like to use the same brush over and over, even though I fall into that habit. But let's use a softer brush. We're going to use our Rosemary & Co brush. So this is a Rosemary & Co brush. I believe this is this is a filbert. So I just got to remember to clean this well afterwards, because if you ever leave paint on these brushes, it could be hard to get off. And they're really nice brushes too. So I think I'm gonna go trying to find a good color pattern for this. So I've got the green, got the reds. Greens and reds is the theme here. So I'm good. If I'm gonna put something on yellow and I want to put something on this color, I definitely want the Now I'm gonna stick with this. Choices. Let me stick with this yellow. It's gonna be like an evolved yellow, because we have the yellow in this, and it's gonna do like an evolved yellow, and we're gonna find this color here. Oh, you know what I really should do is I should get the shadows down nice and tight. But here's what we're gonna do first: is we're gonna get this brown, this evolved yellow here. let's see. So and gonna bring, let's add a little bit of red into the lip just so there's some separation. Oh, that's a little too red. Don't want that much. And now I want the rest of this yellow to come into here. So good stuff. Can really see the effort in the art and content. Love to see the authentic expression, unique perspective. MP, thank you. Wow. You hit like every positive term that you can say about an artist. You must be a professional critiquer. Or not every single positive term, but maybe 50% of all the positive terms. You're a curator. You must be a curator or some sort of curator. All right, what do we want to paint these eyes? Let's go with green. Let's go with a nice dark green into these eyes here. And we're just going to go right in here. Boom. Lay down this green. Boom. Lay down that green. And now what we need is a good shadow. So we're going to go with our purple, blue, green color here. And we're going to just go some dark shadows now. Let's go like this. Some nice deep shadows here on this figure. And MP, thank you. I feel like you just came in just to say that. Nate, what's going on? How you doing, Taco King? Good to see you. I don't know if you're already gone, but good to see you. Good to see a familiar name. I like how, there are people that will just pop in and say what's up, or not even say what's up, but they'll just pop in, and that's awesome. So let's do this. We're going to go up, and we're going to keep this pretty singular colored here. Let's go like this. There's a nostril. We're going to give a little shadow around the nose here. Keep it fairly tight. And then we're going to bring some shadow around the front here. And a little expression at the top. A wrinkle. And there we go. We've got a nice rough face. And let's go. So that's the side profile. Before I get into finer detail, before we get into final detail on this piece, I'm gonna go for 245. I think I'm just gonna go for a little longer. I want to fill in that one. And I think once we get that one done, we're gonna feel like this is much more complete. So that'll feel nice. So let's go with this blue here. We're gonna go with our blue highlights. Make this a nice fairer blue color. And we're gonna go highlight. And we're gonna go highlight right here. And then we're gonna go leave a little space for the.
You're gonna go to bed early.
Go to bed right now?
No, early, 9:15.
Okay, I'm done in like 10 minutes. So we can just go to sleep. Sleep. Okay, and this is gonna go like so. I'm gonna curve around the nose. Let's go like this. And working on following the shape here, shape of the face. This is a really deep curve that we're gonna have here. And this is the angle, so we're gonna go right across the top of the head. And have some deep shadows across. And let's keep going with this. So, got this color. So I'm just reading this book today about painting styles from pre-impressionism, and it was really interesting because it was talking about how self-expression at one point was never really a thing. You weren't really supposed to have self-expression in artwork. You're really just supposed to paint what the king told you to paint. And I find that a really interesting time in art, but I'm so glad that times have changed, because I don't think I would have done very well in those days. So I'm giving a different color to the lips, and now I need to add a nice shadow. So let's grab this green, and let's go ahead and mix some of this gray, a little bit of this black in. Oh, a little bit more black. A little bit more black. Okay, we got this nice gray. So let's go ahead and paint in these shadows here. And let's go like this. So this is going to come up straight to the eye. That's one thing about old style of art is they use really dark contrast between shadows. These really dark contrasts for stuff. So that's about it as far as the shadow goes. Maybe I'll bring this up just a little bit more. And around we go. All right, draw big D. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've drawn one of those before, but not on this thing. I mean, you could just pretend to be a symbolist and just imagine any of these things as what you want it to be. For the sake of amusement, since you're here, you're watching, I like to give some attention to as many viewers as I can. You know, I'm going to say, just for the sake of this, that one of these things on this painting symbolizes what you're asking for. So now that I've said that, it is true, and you can rest easy tonight, or tomorrow night, or later in the evening, that your dream or your request for one of those has come true. You can rest easy, rest in amusement, rest in comfort, whatever that is. And I've grabbed this blue, which I shouldn't have, because I want to paint in okay, so let's see. I need something for the eyes. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, so I gotta think of a good eye color here. Let's just go with... Well, I should just draw the pupil. I could just draw the pupil as black. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to draw a nice dark pupil here. Let's clean off this brush and we'll get back into the eye. We will tighten up some of these features here. So actually go with this yellow. Yikes. It's alright. And here we go. Let's clean this up. And we're gonna call this a finished project for the evening. Well, not finished, but done painting for the night. I gotta say, my painting endurance is probably average about 3 hours at any given day. You know, I guess if it's like perfect weather out and I can keep my doors open, if it's like perfect weather, I keep my doors open, I feel like I go for, 4, maybe 6 hours if I set a goal to do it. But it is getting late. Got stuff to do tomorrow. So we're gonna call this a wrap. I don't know if any of you are still here, but just letting you know that we will be finished. Just a few moments here. I like to close my kits before I sign off. But we got a great quote today. Got a great quote at the end of earlier today with one of my YouTube viewers. So thank you, Riley, for the wonderful quote. Art isn't about, or let's figure this out. I haven't quite nailed it down yet, but art is about patience, but more importantly, it's about patience with yourself. Those some quotable words right there that I will probably make into something. So by the way, I do want to share this amazing product that I have right here. It is, so this is a Masterson sealable palette. So this is a Masterson sealable palette. And there's a glass palette inside that I use. I love using, you got to use glass for oil if you're going to paint with oil. But there's a glass palette inside. And basically what it does is it not only keeps the smell contained in here, but it keeps your paint from drying up too quickly. So, usually if I was to leave this open for like 2 or 3 days, the paint would already be like almost totally dry with a dry outer shell. But when I keep it closed in here, sometimes I could come back like 1 or 2 weeks and maybe the outer shell is dry, but the inside of it is still somewhat wet. So, depending on how often you paint, you could probably get more out of your paints. It'll last a bit longer. But that said, we're done with this for now. We're definitely going to come back to it in a little bit. But taking a pause here, and we're done for the evening. Come back to a little bit as in a couple days. So stay tuned, everybody. Try to be back tomorrow, actually. And with that, thanks so much for being here. Take care. Have a good night. Good night. Good night.